Hey guys, GSE Tutorials here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Gamebattles logo. So first we're going to make a new project. Going to give it the width of 300 pixels and a height of 200 pixels. Now we're going to want to fill in this background color black. We're going to want to make a new layer, and we're going to choose the pattern tool, and let's give it some gloss pattern. Just make sure this looks cool. Okay, that looks fine. Now we want to add another layer for an image, and in my opinion I would use one of these images. I'll put a link in the description for the download of each for this folder. Now I'm going to use for this tutorial the P90, as I've never used it before, and I'm going to put it this way, and I'm going to put it in this top corner up here. Now if we want to add some effect to the gun, right click the gun and press blending options. Now all I'm going to add is some bevel and emboss, some contour, some stroke, and a small piece of drop shadow. With the drop shadow I'm going to make the opacity quite small and the distance 18, so I add some extra effect. Now with the stroke I recommend making it 2 or 3. I'm going to use 3 just for this example, and make the opacity around 80%, 79, that'll do me. Now we want to right click the P90 and duplicate it. Okay. Now we want to make the P90 copies of opacity around 40%. There you go. Now we want to move the P90 just above the copy, so it looks like the P90's fading away underneath itself, like that. Let's make the opacity a bit lower. Actually, I didn't realise it would be that darkened. There. Now we want to merge these layers, because there's nothing else I want to do with that, unless you want to add colour, which I'm not going to do. Now you have your P90 with a small reflection. Now we're going to make a new layer and add some text. For the text I use the Birth of a Hero font up here. So we're going to write GSE Tutorials, as you can see, and I'm going to move the GSE Tutorials to just under the reflection, about here, and the GSE Tutorials is going to have bevel, emboss, contour, stroke, outer glow, and drop shadow. With the outer glow I'm going to make the spread 18, the size 12, and the range 80, and I'm going to make the glow a dark grey glow, so it gives it some emphasis. Now I'm going to give it a pattern, a gradient overlay, excuse me, and I'm going to change the white to a dark grey. Okay, now the text seems dark, and well, it looks pretty well made, if that makes sense to you. It looks like the gradient is dark going into light, but into a darker colour. Now we have our GSE Tutorials. We're going to add our last item, which is going to be the MLG logo, and this logo I'm going to have it around that size, and I'm going to place it under the GSE Tutorials. With the MLG logo I would recommend adding in stroke and some contour, and I'd recommend having the stroke a dark colour, maybe a grey, that will do. Anyway guys, that's all for today. There was my video on how to make a Gamebattles logo. Please comment, rate and subscribe to GSE Tutorials.